Kamala Harris is the gift that keeps giving. I just love how she's willing to dismantle the Democratic Party for her own personal gain. She badmouthed Pete Buttigieg, and I realize with the Democratic Party, discrimination only works when it's in their favor. She discriminated against a gay man because she felt as a black woman it wouldn't help her. How about this? You literally told us everything we knew about Joe Biden. Watch this. Thank you, Rachel Maddow and the MSNBC, for continuing to destroy the Democratic Party. Watch this. I love it.
I guess I'd ask you to just elaborate on that a little bit. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
With you running as, you're the first woman elected vice president. You're a black woman and a South Asian woman elected to that high office, very nearly elected president. To say that he couldn't be on the ticket effectively because he was gay is hard to hear.
No. That's not what I said. That he couldn't be on the ticket because he is gay. My point, as I write in the book, is that I was clear that in 107 days, in one of the most hotly contested elections for President of the United States, against someone like Donald Trump who knows no floor, to be a black woman running for President of the United States and as a vice presidential running mate, a gay man, with the stakes being so high, it made me very sad, but I also realized it would be a real risk. No matter how, I've been an advocate and an ally of the LGBT community my entire life. So it wasn't about any prejudice on my part, but we had such a short period of time. And the stakes were so high. I think Pete is a phenomenal public servant. And I think America is and would be ready for that. But when I had to make that decision with 2 weeks to go, and maybe I was being too cautious, I'll let our friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe I was. But that's the decision I made, and I, as with everything else in the book, I'm being very candid about that.
Yeah.
With a great deal of sadness about also the fact that it might have been a risk.
Now, you can't make this up. She badmouthed him in her whole book. But he's a phenomenal person. She didn't understand as a black woman, 107 days. But let's really talk about this. If you actually made it this far, thank you. I'm going to tell you this right now. She's full of shit, and to convince anybody to vote for her, you would have been a goddamn fool. Now, think about this. She discriminated against Pete. You could have got Ben Shapiro. She was afraid of Ben Shapiro because Ben would have been a stronger candidate where he could actually took her role because she wasn't strong. Ben even came out on an interview and said it. She was in a room when most of the decision was made. She even said she was in a room with most of the decisions made. So you're telling me that you wasn't able to talk to your boss and tell him you're wrong, but then y'all turn around and tell that they should challenge Donald Trump. This is the hypocrisy and the stupidity of the American people. You have to pay attention to what's being said and how it's being said and what platform it's being pushed on. You already know it's the interpretation. We are here. We are going to report the real shit and talk about the real shit. I don't care. We are here. The Interpretation Podcast. I am out.